Everybody is in it for personal gain. We all just know how to manage each other and get the best out of each other. Does that make sense? Okay. Today's skills that are in demand range from digital literacy, problem solving, adaptability, resilience, to leadership capacity, emotional intelligence, empathy. You see, these are things that generally they do not teach us in school. They teach it in passing, not directly. Many public schools do not teach leadership. They do not teach emotional intelligence. They don't teach you marketing. They don't teach you sales. They talk about it. Talking about it and teaching it are two different things. They talk about it, they don't teach it. And so when we graduate with the mindset to just work and earn money. We do not go out there as problem solvers. But today's reality is employers are looking for people who solve problems, not people who just want to work. We have more entrepreneurs today. We have more MSMEs today. And because these businesses do not have so much money, they are not in the business of employing a lot of people. So if they employ one person, that one person should be able to do a lot to bring value to the business. Does that make sense? Before now, some companies will employ a secretary, a receptionist, front desk, one company. But today, one receptionist is okay. Receptionist knows how to use Canva to do basic design. Receptionist knows how to do social media management and posting. That receptionist knows how to chat, how to do basic research, how to scrub data on the internet, refine it, and then put. That one secretary knows how to do all that. And some of us would say, they are using you. They are using me. If I'm doing this for myself, I would be better. It's a lie. You will not be better. It's a lie. Many of us who thought that entrepreneurship is the shortcut or is a way to rest. How far? Are you resting? Okay. When you work for someone, you work from 8, maybe to 6, 5, and by the time you find your way home is 7. Entrepreneurship, do you get home at any time? You are working around the clock. People will call you anytime. I have more diaspora clients than I have in Nigeria. And so, time zone. Sometimes my phone rings 1 a.m. in the morning. And these people have paid you up front because they pay you annually. The beauty of a retainer client is they pay you ahead. And because they have paid you, anytime they call you, you pick. And sometimes they call you for the most funny things. Sometimes the things they call you for does not even concern you. But they have paid you. They have paid you to listen. Let's look at becoming indispensable. As an employee, how can you become indispensable where you work? We look at 3 things. The first is to master your core roles, and then some more. Master your core roles, and then some more. Write this down. You are paid salary for what you are employed to do, but you're promoted for doing extra. Sometimes some of us wonder why we are not promoted. I have worked here for 5 years. They have not promoted me. This man that just came in yesterday, they are promoting him. If you check, that man that came in yesterday did something extra beyond what was his job description. He went a bit further. Companies recognize that extra. If I pay you to do something, I don't need to tell you thank you. I'm already paying you to do that thing. Thank you comes when you do extra beyond what I am paying you for. That's when I tell you thank you. You and I already have an agreement that if you do this, I pay you. I don't owe you thank you. It's when you do more that I owe you thank you. I joined the bank as a database administrator. We manage the whole ICT infrastructure. So whether your ATM card is not working, it's our problem. You want to transfer, it's not working, it's our work. We're doing that behind the scene. As a database administrator, my job description has nothing to do with repairing systems, updating software, network, and all of that. It does not concern me. But I know how to do these things. When I joined the bank, close to my office, we have a spare room, more like a store, where they have dumped printers, scanners, UPS. According to my Oga, they are not working. I told him one day, I can fix these things. He said, it's not your job. Leave them where they are. I said, okay, sir. But I couldn't bring myself to ignore the fact that I could fix it. And that was money wasting away. In accounting, they call it depreciation. Every day that breaks, the value of a thing reduces. We're not using it, it's just there. So as God could have it, my boss had a family emergency and didn't come to work for about 3 days, breaking into a weekend. I couldn't contain myself in the office. One day I just stood up, took off my tie, folded my sleeves, and I started fixing these scanners and printers one after the other. What were the problems? Cheap. So what HP does, when HP produces a laptop, that laptop has, say, all the printers designed from 2020 to 2025 work on that laptop. Beyond 2025, it won't work on that laptop. But if you know what to do, you can go to HP's website and download the particular software you need and update the laptop. It will work on that printer. So nothing was wrong with the printer. We just needed to update the software of the printer. My boss didn't know that, didn't care. So I started fixing it. Every printer has a code. That code will tell you the office that printer belongs to. So I take it to that office, I set it up. So prior to that time, every office was going to one office to print, but now every office had their printers back. I did that, and then I decided, okay, let me just troubleshoot the network if we have virus anywhere. We did. I started flushing a virus from the system. I did that all through the weekend. When my boss resumed on Monday, there was no trash waiting for him. He gave me a query. The query was that I disobeyed a direct order. I fixed the system or I fixed things that were not my job. But thank God for wisdom. I had gone to fix the head of risk, legal and risk laptop. In fact, I had fixed everybody that would respond to that query. I had fixed their problems. And so when the query got to them, they now invited me for the first time to a management meeting to explain myself. I got there and I said, I just thought that it can be fixed. And so I fixed it. Of course, everybody shouted at me because my boss was there. They wouldn't want to make him look bad, so they shouted at me. I left. I was barely 3 months in the bank. The next time I was invited to that meeting, I was confirmed as a full-time staff. I was double promoted in that same year. I was sent out of Bayelsa to Akwa Ibom State to head a regional branch because I did extra. I remember before I was transferred, the person talking to me said, you have the desire to work, but if you stay here, you will not last. Let's send you somewhere where you have room to express yourself. And so they sent me there. So can you manage a branch? Now this is another thing. I don't know how to say no. If you ask me, can you build a house? I will never tell you no. I am always learning. I will never tell you no. And so they asked me, can you manage a branch? I said, I'll try. I have managed people, yes, but not a branch, not a bank. I said I will try. Did I try? Yes, I did. I got to you. My job again was the same as, but now I have the room to do what I like. So I networked the entire building by myself. I programmed the telecoms by myself. I did everything by myself. The software we were using in Bielsa for antivirus, I changed it to something else. They sent me another query. And when the query came, I responded. I said, mine is cheaper and does more than that other one that people are using. The next memo that came up went across all the branches. Change to the one that Harry is using. And that worked. Today, I'm talking to you about HR, I'm talking to you about employability and all of that. My first degree is in computer science. Okay. But going through banking for approximately 10 years, I came out as a different person. Why? I was willing to do more. Because I managed the backbone of the bank, I was forced to learn basic accounting, understand those, because I need to study transactions. I need to study transactions. I need to know when a transaction is suspicious, when it is fictitious. So I had to learn. When I learn, I need to teach the cashiers how to use their system. So whether I knew it or not, I had started capacity training without a name. When I got to know that that is what I was doing, I moved on to get the proper certification for it. And I stayed there. I moved from that to administration. From administration, I kept moving. Before my life in banking, I had worked in construction. And I had a United Nations certificate on security. Auditors came to my branch to audit the branch and then went through my file and advised the regional office that if you have somebody that has this certificate, you don't need a retired policeman as an internal security officer. This man can do the job. And so the bank fired the internal security officer, shared the salary into two, put the half on my salary and add his job to my job. So I became the person with the longest job description in my branch. Head of ICT, admin, internal security. I became a utility person. We want to set up a new branch, send Harry. Why? Harry can set up the ICT, Harry can train, Harry can interview, Harry can do. So if we want to send different people to that place, the bank will spend more. In the bank, every staff wants to go out of their station because for every day I sleep out of my branch, there's something called out of station allowance. Every day that breaks. So both feeding, logistics, everything, the bank pays you for every day. So if you like, you can do the job sluggishly. You make more money. If you like, you do it hastily and go back to your branch. Sometimes I'm away from my branch for a month. So as a senior banking officer, that's my rank. How much do you think my out-of-station allowance would be every day? For 1 month, sometimes for 2 months, sometimes for 3 weeks. But you see, when I was opening myself to learning, when I was opening myself to do more, people didn't see that. But what people started to see later was the manifestation of the sacrifices I made. The manifestation for taking initiative, for being agile, for being innovative. Nobody will pay you extra for doing what you are being paid to do. You must do extra to get more. Do we understand? Everywhere you want to work, understand what your job is. Understand what the next job beside your job is. Understand what you need to know if you must get to the next level. Just know it. Because if you do not know it, you're not ready for growth. We know growth is a struggle. It's a force. Something is happening. Something is refusing to stay the way it is. That's why it's growing. When you get tired of the position where you are, you will do something that will force growth. Today I am consulting and my style of consulting is different. Because I didn't go to school and just study consulting or management. No. I am coming from a practical, hands-on approach to consulting. So in that one consulting, one of our slogans in my company, we say, we are your solution. What that means is when you engage us, you don't need anybody else because we are the full package. From recruitment to customer service to company setup, organizational structure, everything we have experience down the line. So you don't need consultant here for marketing, consultant here for ICT. No, we are the full package. Are you the full package? I have done this census in Bielsa, but I'm sure that if somebody do it in Port Harcourt, it might amount to the same thing. Majority of the bank managers in banks didn't study banking. Majority of the bank managers didn't study banking. They either studied engineering, social sciences, majority of them. Have you asked yourself why somebody who didn't study banking, accounting, or anything related to money is doing better than the man who studied that thing and is even the one that is now heading the bank? Have you asked yourself? You must desire to do more. It is the desire to do more that have lifted those people to where they are. Before now, employability is that you have a certificate, maybe first class, second class. Today, that's not what it is. It is whether you fit into a company's culture. It is whether you are the guy that can help the company get to where they want to go to. That's why companies want to employ anybody. Not whether your paper is white or is blue or is green. In Bielsa, I have just 2 staff. The rest of my staff, they work hybrid. Even the ones that live in the same Bielsa, they work hybrid. I don't need to see your face every day. You're not doing anything for me. The job you're called to do is one you can do in your bathroom. So I don't need you sitting in my face every day. I encourage you to even do other things with your extra time. Just do what I need you to do when I need you to do it. That's all. If you like people to micromanage you, you will not grow. Micromanaging is that your boss is behind you all the time, telling you, do it like this, do it like this. Hey, that thing I gave you, have you done it? How is it going? You can't grow. I work with a lot of Gen Zs, and so I understand from experience, if you give a Gen Z a roadmap, they will fail. If you tell a Gen Z how to do something, they will fail. Just tell them the result you want to get. Don't tell them how to do it. They'll get it done. Tomorrow, we want this place redesigned. What style do you want? I don't know. Just do something that is modern. They'll get it done. But the moment you tell them how you want it done, you limit their creativity, you limit their innovation. They begin to struggle. They doubt themselves. If you want to grow, you must take initiative. You don't wait to be told everything. The place where you work, when was the last time you took the company manual and read the vision of the company? Do you even know the vision of the company of where you work? And you want to grow in that company. You don't know where the company wants to be. You don't know where the company is going. You're not doing anything to move the company from manual to automation. You're not adding any value except the thing that you think that is the job they called you to do, and yet, for some reason, you're entitled that they owe you promotion. It's not your right. Whatever you learn to do where you work, you're doing it for yourself. Do you know why? When you leave that place, they will not tell you, stop. All those things you learn here, okay, put them down before you go. Nobody will tell you that. You will live with it. Everywhere you walk is a training ground. Everywhere you walk is a room for improvement. Some people will even come and poison your mind. You are just doing as if you're the only one working here. Every time you're working late. Leave it. When you develop the culture of resilience and you work late, when you start your own business, you work late. You can't give what you don't have. It is character. And so when you don't do it for somebody, you think when you start your business, you do it. It's a lie. You will not. In the morning when you want to go to work, that's when they will, for some reason, that's your favorite soap opera. They will do it in the morning. So, okay, let me just watch episode 1. I'll soon go. I'll soon go. You are in episode 2. It's my business now. I'll still go. You end up not going to work that day. You can't give what you don't have. For you to be indispensable, you must understand core values of where you work. You must master the core values. You must know your own roles and much more. Open yourself to opportunities. You see something that needs to be done. It's not being done. Do it. Ask if you can do it. Get permission to do it. As you begin to show that initiative, what you're doing is that you're priming yourself for leadership. Leadership is a call to responsibility. Once you begin to exhibit that quality, you are priming yourself for leadership. Your boss probably was not someone who noticed you all the time, but because you're always coming to say, sir, I just noticed that so thing outside is not very well. We can do it like this, we can do it like that. Look, I have done a sample here. Don't you think we can do it like this? He begins to see you differently. Tomorrow when he wants to think about something that has no business with you, he will want to get your own input. You force your own growth. David was never noticed. David forced the notice to come to him. The new series on David, there's a series on David, it has simplified the David story more. He forced himself to be seen. He took himself to the battlefield. He did everything himself. Even when there was a prophecy that he was going to be great, he didn't sit down and wait for the greatness to come to him. He went to the greatness. He was a work in progress, and greatness met him on the way. We come to church, we say, yes, you're destined for greatness. Amen. Your week is blessed. Amen. You will do your part. Go out there, pray that God gives you the capacity to see opportunities. Progress is dressed in the form of problems. Somebody needs to fix them. You fix it, you grow. Open your eyes to opportunities. And when you see them, don't run away from them. Sometimes you see opportunities you do not have the capacity for. That opportunity is telling you indirectly that you need to build capacity for that thing. Especially if nobody in your immediate environment is fixing that problem. It means that you need to build capacity for it. And then you must communicate your progress proactively. You don't wait until they promote somebody and then you say, why are they promoting him now? Me, I've been doing this, doing that. No. When David went out there, he read his CV by himself. I have killed a lion. I have done this. I have done that. This one, I can handle it. Where you work, who knows what you have done? Where you work, who knows what you're doing? Who knows the value you're bringing to the company? I saw the highlight of a movie a few days ago. A company was downsizing, and they downsized a man who was the most important person in the company. But they didn't know, because he was not talking. As soon as they downsized him, he left. The company crashed. And then they started to look for that man. The man had taken a vacation. He left the country. The owner of the company gave them, was it 24, 72 hours to look for the man and bring him back. He was not talking about his successes. Some of us can be modest. I don't want to blow my trumpet. You say, blow it. Yesterday we talked about visibility. The businesses and the brands you and I patronize are the ones we know and they are the ones we see. There are some products that when you come in contact with, you're asking yourself, this thing is so good, how come people do not know them? They are not talking about it. Either they don't have enough budget to market, or they just feel like it's not necessary. They just stay there. You must communicate your progress periodically. People must know the value you're bringing. Today, employers are not looking for push and start. Employers are looking for entrepreneurs that are employees. In the corporate space, we call it intrapreneurship. You think like an owner. You think like a problem solver. You're not complaining. When I was at the bank, my boss had a policy. If you come to me to complain about something, you must come with the solution. So when you finish complaining, I'll ask you, so what do we do? You tell me what we'll do, then I approve. But if you come to me and complain and I ask you, so what do we do? And you say you don't know, you get a query. And in the bank, the worst query you get is that one that do boom in your account. No, there's nothing a banker hates more than debit. They just yoke boom, you just sign, call Fincon and say, debit Harry. Instantly, as you're standing there, your phone will beep. You check, they have debit you. Maybe 50,000 for presenting a case without solution. Yes, my boss is like that. If he tells you to type a memo and he sees grammatical errors, he's ruling the lines. Each one can be 10,000, 10,000, 10,000 T. He's done. He will just call Fincon and say, debit Harry. Fincon will now ask him, what is the narrative, sir? You say, unprofessionalism. And they debit you. So if you must work for this man, you must have self-confidence. I didn't mind the debits because I'm coming from an entirely different space. Banking was a new space for me. So everything was a growth process. I had a growth mindset. I fail forward. So I make a mistake. I don't stay on the mistake. I make it, but I go forward. All the debits I received at different points in time, did I get them back? Yes. Because there were days he would just look at me and just gift me. And if I do my mental calculation, it's more than that debit. I became favored. For no reason, they will be sending me on errands that does not concern me. I was not the overall ICT person, but when the EFCC came and we started to mandated banks to start to do what they call forensic accounting training, I was the first person that was sent from my bank. But I was not the head of the ICT then. I just received tickets to Abuja. I was in Uyo, I received tickets to and fro. I was in Abuja for 2 weeks. And because Abuja is different from the south, my out of station also had some robustic improvements. It was fun. The knowledge to program an ATM, to set that, did they take it from me when I was leaving? No. Even in my sleep, I can still program an ATM. I left with the knowledge. It is part of me. Employers are not looking for push and start. We all need people who can fix problems in our businesses. People who can help us move our business forward. People who own the problems in the business and provide solution. People who spot things that are making us lose money and block them. In the bank, every department has what we call P&L, profit and loss sheets. So at the end of every month, they print that sheet to see what each department has taken from the bank or how much each department has saved the bank. When I joined the bank, my department left the first 5 departments and was nowhere on the loss sheet. Because everything that we would have either sold, discard, or call someone to fix, I was fixing it internally. So we translate that to the cost we would have paid out and put it on the profit column of the balance sheet. So internally, we're making money. And the excess of those things we didn't need, they auctioned it to staff that were going to buy it. They bought it. And that was money back to the bank. Where you work, what are you preventing the company from making losses on? Some of us say, consign me. After all, if I did that, they will not even increase my salary. This our guy is very stingy. Let him spend the money. You will be a business owner one day. And you will realize that that money you thought was your gas money was not his money. Your business might be making sales every day. People are trooping in, but you're not making profits. So that place where you work, because people are trooping in every day, does not mean you people are making profit. That is why I said, do you even know the vision of where you work? When was the last time you took a document of your company and read it? That sales you're seeing today, it costs the company money for the sales to come. Because you must put capital in production, and then you get sales. That sales coming in is revenue. At the end of the day, you will remove the costs of production from that revenue. Remove all the associated costs. If something is left, that is where you want to remove profits. All the costs include both salary. You remove all those things. Maybe the next diesel you will buy, you remove all of them. If something is left, that's profit. If nothing is left, you didn't make profit. Like we say, you go again. So before you sit down and begin to judge your boss, do a mental calculation. Are we making profits as a business? You that is looking for promotion, you that is stopping your job because they have not increased your salary, is the business making profits? How have you supported the business to make profits? You can't give what you don't have. If you can't do it for someone, somehow you will not do it for yourself. When you start your own business, you still would not know jack of what to do if you do not know how to do it in someone else's business. Where you work is an opportunity to practice how you do your own. I was still in the bank when I started my first company. I had about 3 clients, retainer clients, before I left my job. Because now I have something that is sustainable. I didn't leave hoping. I didn't leave thinking. I didn't leave assuming. I left with a surety. I had something tangible in my hand. Some of us are already planning, after December now, I'll leave that job. I'm tired. Even if it is perfume self, let me sell. It is not that easy. Where you work now, you don't do marketing. When you start your own business, you will understand the difference between sales and marketing. You think that the way you talk, that's how it works. When you talk to somebody and cannot make them release 5 naira, you will understand. Not everybody is designed to own a business. You can own a business in someone else's business. There are managers of people's businesses today that are multi-millionaires. You just need to know how to plan your life. Invest right. Have priorities. Spend right. Reduce liabilities. Increase assets. There are some things that are disguised as assets, but they are not. You're a young business person. Building a house is not an asset. It's a liability. The house will not give you money. You will spend less renting a house. From the day you build a house, you spend in that house till the day you get tired of that house. Your house is not a phone that you can change your mind and buy a new model. After building it, you can dislike the house after 2 years. Depending on what you do, a car is not an asset. There are things that are not assets. Some of us just want to do it because people are doing it. The innovation mindset. How can you become innovative where you work? How can you build yourself to be innovative? 3 things. Number 1, you must be curious. You must analyze customer problems. That place where you work. Is there something that's not working? Is there something that can be better? Be curious. This thing, the way it is now, is this the only way it can be? Can't it be better? Be curious. The more curious you are, your mind will begin to show you solutions. Yesterday, Pastor told us that life is spiritual. Everything happens in the spirit first before it comes to the physical. That curiosity was dropped in your spirit for a reason. Dwell on it. The more you prod it, within the problem, solutions will begin to bring their heads here and there. Innovation means that you also need to learn how to use simple digital tools to improve workflow. Some of us, we have no plan until we get to the office. Anything we see on our desk, that's where work starts. Or anything they tell us to do, that's how work starts. We have no plan for the week. We have no plan for the day. You need to plan your workflow. Today, there are several digital tools that can help you do that. From scheduling your work to reminding you what to do to helping you determine whether you're making progress or not. There are several digital tools to help you work smarter, more efficient, and make you more productive. Learn to experiment. Learn to experiment. That place where you work is the best place you can experiment all the ideas you have. If you live where you work today, the same way you went in, it was your loss, not the owner of the companies. Anywhere you work, you must leave it better than the way you left it. You met it rather. And you, as an individual, must be better than the way you went in. You must open yourself to learning at every given time. One of the biggest struggles I have is introducing myself. When people ask you, so what do you do? It's a struggle. Because I wear many hats. So depending on the occasion, I tell you what that environment requires me to tell you at that time. Because I also don't want to confuse you. So if I am in a banking conference and somebody asks me, what do you do? 2 words, 3 words, I'm done. It must, because I know everybody here has something to do with money. So I just address it that way. If I go to a tech event, you ask me, what do you do? I know what to tell you. If I find myself in a management conference, I know what to tell you. Let me touch on something very quickly, and then we end this session. Personal branding. On Facebook, your name is Chichi. On LinkedIn, your name is Choma because you think that is a corporate space. On Instagram, your name is Chom. On TikTok, your name is Chom Chom. You see, the problem with that is you're leaving what we call digital footprints. The same way you match the ground and you leave marks, that's how everything you do on the internet leaves marks. Today, employers, before they even talk to you, they have gone to the internet to type your name, Chioma. In fact, in some interviews, they would ask you for your social media handles. If you're filling a form, they will ask you most active social media handles. Put it there. WhatsApp number, put it there. And then they will go and look at your status. They will go and look at your posts. I spent last night going through my friend requests, accepting some and deleting others. The first thing I do when somebody sends me friend request is to go and check the last 5 things you posted. After that, I look at your pictures. What are the things you keep? And that's that. I decide whether I want to accept you or not. Some of us, we don't post anything. We just share what everybody else is posting. Now, let me tell you what that means. For everything you share, you are saying that you concur, you accept, you agree, and that if you had the time, it is what you would have said. But because you don't have the time, somebody has said it, you are sharing it to say, I support. That's what it means. Some people, if you check their page, the last 1 month is me. Comedy, that's the only thing they're sharing. So if we analyze your social media, you have no life. You are just sharing what everybody else is doing. You have no life. Can't take you seriously. On your bio, some of us write, Jesus girl, child of God. Don't ask me question. If you want to know me better, inbox. Don't send DM. I am who you think I am. The way you behave is the way I react. You see, now you have written the way you behave is the way I react. And you apply for customer service job. And customers will frustrate you. And now I'm seeing on your bio, the way you make me behave is the way I react. And I'm going to employ you. I'm telling you why many of you lose job opportunities. You may have a very good CV. But see, you were not judged by just your CV. They went the extra mile to check you out. I was talking with the VC of a university a few days ago, and he said, today's students are reading just enough to pass the exam, and that's all. They're not reading for knowledge. They're not reading to solve problems. They just want to read enough to pass the exam. And so you have written the CV just enough to get the interview or the job. And interview, some of you have memorized interview questions and answers. Some of them, when they start talking to me, I laugh. I say, see, I did not say you should define it. I'm talking to you. Talk to me. But I'm asking you, so what does a secretary do? A secretary can be defined as, a secretary is said to be, a secretary is, I know where you have read from ChatGPT. I know where you have gone to Google. Because they have a pattern of how they sound. Is that how you'll be memorizing things and be doing the job? Personal branding is the perception you build of yourself and how you want people to accept you. My name is Harry Pobeni. Everywhere across the internet, it is Harry Pobeni. I have 3 names. Actually, I have 4 names. My middle name would only show when you ask me for my account details. Finish. Even on my credentials, it does not appear anywhere. I have just 2 names that is publicly recognized. If you Google me now, I have just 1 profile picture across the board. I am making it easy for the people looking for me to recognize me. They should not say, it looks like him, or maybe. Because some of you now on Facebook, you have done padding. You have padded the face very well. On Instagram now, there was shadow. You are now black small. Then on LinkedIn, you now use Google Gemini. And then your face is now smooth, no wrinkle. Now I'm not sure which one is you. Branding has to do with consistency. If I say I am that I am on Facebook, on my bio, it is I am that will be on every platform. I am the same person. You also do not need to be on every platform. Some platforms do not support your personality. You have no business being there. Let me give you an assignment. Some of us are very good at what we should be doing. The problem we have is self-awareness. We are not self-aware. Some of us do not know who and what we are. When you go for an interview and they say, may we meet you? Who are you? Many of you will now start from the village. My name is Chukudi John Ebere. We are 10 in our family. By the grace of God, I'm number 4. I graduated from the university. I'm from Mbanombise, the boundary between Okaki and Okoko. You start describing your entire family story. No. Whether it is an interview or not, every time somebody asks you, who are you? What they actually mean is that what value do you offer? That's basically what they're asking. Your name is irrelevant. What value are you offering? Back to my self-awareness task. We talked about SWOT analysis yesterday. So today, let's deal with it for personal brand. When you get home, take a sheet of paper. Write strengths. Strengths are all the things you know how to do very well. All the things that gives you advantage. All the things that gives you leverage. All the things that other people even call you to do for them. Those things are your strengths. You know how to organize people. You know how to motivate people. You're a very positive person. Even when everybody is giving up, you do not give up. All those things are strengths. Both softs, hard, tangible, intangible, list them. All the things you do not know how to do very well, the things you ask people to help you to do, the things that limit you, the things that make you shy, the things you're scared of, all those are your weaknesses. List them down. Now we have strengths, we have weaknesses. Both are internal. They are your responsibility to change them. You have the power to increase your weaknesses or reduce them. Now the remaining two are your opportunities and threats. They are both external factors. You can't change them. They are constant. They are just there. You either take advantage of them, circumvent them, go underneath, go above, however, but you can't change them. For example, the government is coming up with the new tax. Can we change it? No. It's a threat to some businesses, yes, but it's also an opportunity to some businesses. So depending on where your business falls, you will decide that that goes to the opportunity space or it goes to the threat space. You decide. So if your business is registered as a business name, the tax law coming is a threat to you. The opportunity is that you can now move from business name to limited liability and then automatically becomes an opportunity that is now a strength for you. We are seeing them. So, you know your strength, you know your weaknesses. Now ask yourself, for all these strengths that I have, what are the opportunities around me that I can take advantage of? List the opportunities. What are the opportunities that I can do? If you check, maybe you don't have enough of the strength, but you now know what you need to do. If you know your SWOT, there are some jobs you will not even apply for. Just from reading it, you already know that it's not for you. You're either overqualified or underqualified. Just knowing your SWOT, you decide when not to get involved with what. You are self-aware. Employability is a journey. It's not a destination. It does not end. Every day you improve to become better. There are people who have worked in one place longer than necessary. And there are people who have not worked long enough yet. Career strategy. Build a visible personal brand. Build a visible personal brand. So use technology, make yourself visible. The things you do at your place of work, begin to talk about it. Let people know what you do. You might be in company A and you're the solution to company B's problem. If you are not putting yourself out there, company B will not see you. Every day you're on LinkedIn, you're on X, and you see people get jobs every day. You see people get promoted every day just from telling their stories. Number 2, Develop cross-functional skills. Develop cross-functional skills. The skills you have should be skills that can be transferred. You can move beyond just one space. Finally, grow your network within and outside where you work. Grow your network within and outside where you work. Your personal growth is your responsibility. Your development is your responsibility. How far you want to go in life is your responsibility. For every discipline, there is a corresponding skill for that discipline. If you're an accountant, there are skill sets you need to have. Those skill sets are what give you an advantage because already there are other accountants. It is the extra you know that gives you an advantage. You're a secretary. How much skills you have attached to your secretarial skill is what gives you an advantage. Find your skill, find your expression, and become that excellent employee. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Wow, what a time. What a time to be alive. What a time to be employed. What a time to grow.